for our next proclamation, I actually have to provide a little bit of context given the recent news, but on Monday evening, the president issued a tweet where he said, quote, "Next week ICE will begin the process," and that's Immigration and Customs Enforcement, "will begin the process of removing the millions of illegal aliens who have illicitly found their way into the United States." And as you can well imagine, this has created a great deal of anxiety and concern in our community. While we, the five of us in Arlington County, is somewhat powerless in the face of a presidential tweet, we have felt it important to speak out on this to try and provide some context and comfort for our community. So in response to a request from the press, we've issued a statement that says, once again, the President of the United States has issued a vague threat via Twitter that seems designed to sow discord and fear across this nation. Goes on to continue to say that I would urge anyone in our community who fears that he or she may be at risk, or anyone that they know or love, should this policy actually be carried out, to please immediately visit our county website, where in both English and Spanish, as well as other languages, it will be available for you to find a wealth of resources about immigration and the county's role. This board has approved funding for the Legal Aid Justice Center to provide legal services to members of our immigrant community, regardless of their status, and I would urge anyone with legal questions to contact them immediately. If this latest escalation turns out to be real, rest assured that Arlington does not participate in federal immigration enforcement and will not be assisting in any mass roundup or deportation of families or the separation of yet more children, some of whom we know as young as infants have been separated from their families. Arlington will remain what it is, a welcoming community that is compassionate and values each and every human being. Our police force keeps our community safe, and its role is not to enforce immigration laws. And I can only believe that if this policy should come to pass, will quickly be challenged in the Congress and in the courts, as so many of the president's destructive and divisive immigration policies have been thus far. And I think the only thing that I can say at this point, given these incredibly strange times that we live in, is to read a proclamation which was always planned for this afternoon, but takes on a greater context and meaning today. And it is to proclaim that this is Immigrant Heritage Month. And it reads that whereas generations of immigrants from every corner of the globe have built our country's economy and created the unique character of our nation, and whereas immigrants continue to grow business, innovate, strengthen our economy, and create American jobs in Arlington, Virginia, and whereas immigrants have provided the United States with unique social and cultural influences, fundamentally enriching the extraordinary character of our nation, and whereas immigrants have been tireless leaders not only in securing their own rights and access to equal opportunity, but also have campaigned for a fairer and more just society for all Americans. And whereas despite these countless contributions, the role of immigrants in building and enriching our nation has frequently been overlooked and undervalued throughout our history, continuing indeed to the present day. Now, therefore, I, Christian Dorsey, Chair of the County Board of Arlington, Virginia, do hereby proclaim this, the month of June, as Immigrant Heritage Month in Arlington, and encourage our residents to recognize the valuable contributions to our society that immigrants have made and continue to make in our county, our commonwealth, and in our nation.